Hello, 6th graders. Welcome to Big Ideas Math, Contract Math, Section 7.1, 2012 edition, Volumes of Prisms lesson. Pause while you write Section 7.1, 2012 edition lesson in your math notebook. Pause again while you write today's lesson objective in your math notebook. Today's objective is use the formula for the volume of a prism to solve problems. Today we'll be starting on page 300 in your math textbook. Example 1, finding the volume of a prism. Find the volume of the prism. Volume equals base times height. The B here is capitalized, meaning that it is the area of the base. So it's different than just one line. So it is an area figure. So our first direction is to copy the formula for volume. So that's important. Write that down and be sure you write it correctly with the capital B. And then substitute. We know that we have 6 times 8 to give us our capital B base, and 15 is the height. And so we multiply. 6 times 8 is 48, and 48 times 15 equals 720. So the volume is 720 cubic yards. So remember that with volume, there are 3 dimensions, so it's cubic. Everything is measured in cubes. So another way to write that is 720 yards with a 3 up top, so it's called a superscript 3. So that's because there's 3 dimensions. Example 2, finding the volume of another prism. So write the formula for volume again, and we're going to substitute in our numbers. So remember that our base of this prism is the triangles on the end. So base for a triangle is 1/2 little b base times height. So I'll remind you of that. So that's where they got this part. So 5.5 times 2 times 1/2, and then the height is actually down on the bottom here, and that's 4 inches. So the height for this is 4 inches. So once we substitute all of that in, we get 5.5 times 4, and we simplify that, and that comes out to be 22. So the volume is 22 cubic inches. Again, another way to write this is 22 inches cubed. Let's look at our study tip. It says the area of the base of a rectangular prism is the product of the length and the width. You can use volume equals length times width times height to find the volume of a rectangular prism. Example 3, real-life application. A movie theater designs 2 bags to hold 96 cubic inches of popcorn. A, find the height of each bag. B, which bag should the theater choose to reduce the amount of paper needed? Explain. So we're going to find the height of each bag. So volume equals base times height. We're going to write that first. And then we know what the volume is. The volume is 96 cubic inches. So in bag A, the base is 4 times 3, base with a big B, and we don't know the height. So it's 4 times 3 equals 12 times h, so we're solving for h. So we need to divide both sides by 12, and when we do that, we get h equals 8 inches. In bag B, our base is 4 by 4. And when we multiply that, we get 16 times h, so now we're dividing both sides by 16, and we end up with a height of 6 inches. So bag A has a height of 8 inches, bag B has a height of 6 inches. Letter B, to determine the amount of paper needed, we need to find the surface area of each bag. Do not include the top base because the popcorn bag is open at the top, so you can reach in and get your yummy popcorn during the movie. So bag A, the surface area is the length times the width plus 2 times length times height plus 2 times width times height. And bag B, same formula. So length times width is 4 times 3. That's the bottom of the bag. Length times height is 4 times 8. So remember, this is 8 now. And we want 2 of those because there's a front and a back of the bag. And width times height is 3 times 8. So those are the sides of the bags, and there's 2 of those. So when we simplify, we get 12 plus 64 plus 48, which equals 124 square inches. So this is area. So our unit is squared here, not cubed. Bag B, we're doing the same thing. The bottom is 4 by 4. The front and back are 4 by 6, so there's 2 of those. So that's 48. And the sides are 2 by 4 by 6. So when we add that up, that's 16 plus 48 plus 48. And our surface area of bag B turns out to be 112 square inches. So the surface area of bag B is less than the surface area of bag A. So the theater should choose bag B. Your assignment for this lesson is to complete the On Your Own problems 1 through 3 below. They're also on page 301 of your textbook. Show your work and be prepared to share during our next class. Please remember, to earn credit for viewing this flipped lesson, you must complete your exit slip, come to our next class prepared with the journal pages or other work from the flipped lesson completed, and be prepared with any work that was assigned in the flipped lesson completed. Be prepared with any questions you have for the teacher, and always have a good attitude. We'll see you next time in class.